Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is BertieZ. Today's video is going to be a little different from the standard stuff, guys. Recently, a game came out called Hood, Outlaws Legends. The game really caught my attention, and I just wanted to give you all my take on the game and tell you why you should maybe wait to buy it. And don't worry, I'm not straying away from Hunt Showdown. I just think a lot of you who play Hunt would be interested in Hood. So let's get into it. In this video, I want to give you an overview of the game and to tell you what issues I have with it. To start, I guess I should tell you how I personally feel about the game up front, just so you know where I'm coming from. And to be honest, I really like the game. I think the concept and the theme of the game is really cool. But obviously from the thumbnail and title, there are some problems with the game. So, what is Hood, Outlaws Legends? Well, this is just a really brief overview of the game for those of you who don't know. Hood is basically if Assassin's Creed, For Honor, and elements of Hunt Showdown had a baby. The game makes your team rely on stealth like Assassin's Creed, and has a combat system similar to For Honor. The overall objective is similar to how Hunt makes you find clues to kill the boss for the bounty, except the clues are the sheriff's key, and the bounty is the treasure chest. To boil the game down, you start by choosing a character. You can play as John, who is a melee brute, Took, who is a melee monk class, Robin, who is your standard archer, or as Marianne, who is the game's assassin. You start the match in a group of 4 and have to move quietly through the map looking for the sheriff. Once you find the sheriff, you have to pickpocket the key from him. The key will then give you the location of the treasure chest. You must then take the chest from the vault to the extraction. To extract out, you have to winch the chest all the way until the bar is full, and while you're doing all this, you are up against another team of 4 trying to do the same exact thing. The game mode itself is pretty simple, while at the same time being a bit of a challenge. If you are looking to buy the game, I'm sure you've heard that explanation a bunch of times, so let me tell you all the things wrong with the game that you don't hear all that often. The reason I'm making this video is because I think it would be best to wait until the first big update to see how the devs respond to the bugs and balancing. I think the first big update would be a good indicator to see how the devs take care of the game and help it grow. And real quick, if this is your first time on my channel, let me know down in the comments. Okay, now it's time to look at some issues with the game. Let's start with the more minor bugs and easy fixes, which the game has quite a few of. One thing you'll find right away in the game is the queue timers and matchmaking. Queue timers will go on for far too long for no reason. Oftentimes if you exit the queue and start a new one, you'll find a game right away. And matchmaking currently isn't the most balanced. Take this game for example. This seems a little unfair.
It's pretty gross. We've got a 100% win rate doing this so far.
I think you meant the levels.
And we did end up winning pretty easily. One bug that isn't game breaking but pretty annoying happens when you play with friends. If you play a game with friends and then want to play another one right after, you most likely have to restart your game. The game likes to remove someone from your party but still say they're in the lobby with you. The only fix my friends and I have found for this is to just restart your game. Again, it's not game breaking because it only happens after games, but it's really annoying. There's a bunch of other little bugs like inconsistent fall damage and hitboxes being a little wonky, but I'm sure those will get patched over time, or at least I hope. Besides the minor bugs, there are also a few problems with the core gameplay that need to be addressed. The two biggest issues have to be assassinations and the winching mechanics. Assassinations are when you crawl up behind an enemy and perform a kill shot. The only ways to counter being assassinated is to hide your back from the enemy, or if your team completely kills the assassin while they're in the act of killing you. Another thing to know is that any character can perform this move, not just Marianne. My problem with this mechanic is that it's way too easy to do. You can be assassinated right in the middle of a big team fight, even while you're looking right at the enemy. All they have to do is get behind you and crouch. This mechanic has to be nerfed in my opinion. I think the easiest way to fix this issue is to make it where if the assassin takes any bit of damage, it knocks them back and stops the attack. It's pretty nuts that the only way to stop it currently is to completely kill the assassin. If they are full health while doing this, they have more than enough time to finish the kill off and make it a 1-for-1 trade. Or a lot of the times they'll even be able to live right after the assassination and still be able to get away or keep fighting. It might not sound like a big issue, but it happens all the time while you're playing, and I think if they change this mechanic, it still could be a reliable sneak attack, but a little more risky to perform right in the middle of a team fight. Now for the last issue I have with the game. Currently, once you get the chest to the extraction, to win the game you have to winch it until the meter bar is full. And let me tell you firsthand, nothing feels worse than stomping the whole game and almost getting the winch to the end only to lose one team fight and the enemy team finishes off the extraction and wins the game. I really like the idea of having to buckle down and make sure you get the last checkpoint on the meter bar to secure the win, but something about the current implementation doesn't feel the best. I think if they added a second meter bar, that way each team gets their own, it could fix this issue. The first team that finishes their bar will win. This will make it so whichever team puts in the most work on winching wins the game. I think this would balance the end of the game a little bit better. To wrap up the video, I do think Hood is a really cool game and has great potential. I personally recommend waiting until the game gets patched up and has some big updates addressing core elements to the game. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, it really helps me out. Also, let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of this game. I mostly made this video for you guys because I could possibly see a lot of crossover between Hood and Hunt players. If you decide to buy the game, let me know what you think of it. But with all that said, I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you guys next time.